Welcome to Mini Orange. In this video we will look into Magento as an IDP single sign-on SSO extension by Mini Orange. Our Magento IDP single sign-on SSO extension enables your users, who are stored in your Magento database, to easily log into any SAML-compliant service provider or applications using their Magento username and password. In this tutorial, we will demonstrate how you can allow your Magento users to log into a SAML-compliant service provider. For this demonstration, we have selected ASP.NET as the service provider. Now, let's dive into the configuration process. Log in into Magento admin dashboard. Enter your username and password to log in. You are logged into your dashboard. Now go to the SAML IDP extension from the left menu. Click on the account from the list. You can log in using the username and password associated with the Mini Orange user account. If you forgot your Mini Orange account password, then you can use this field. Just enter your email ID in the given field and click on the Forgot Password button. Click the Submit button after entering your username and password. Here you will require the license key to activate the extension. Click on the Where's My Key? Click on the link provided to get your license key. For the license key, log in to the Mini Orange account. Enter your email ID and click on the Login button. Now enter your password here, and click on the Login button. Here you can see the license key to activate the extension. Copy it. Paste the copied license key in the text box. Accept the terms and conditions before activating the license key by clicking the checkbox. Click on the Activate License button to activate license. Now go to the IDP Metadata tab. In this tab you can find IDP Entity ID or Issuer, SAML Login URL, SAML Logout URL and certificate fields. You can also download the metadata XML file by clicking on the download link, or you can use metadata URL to get all the IDP metadata to set up your service provider. Let's set up ASP.NET as servicer provider. If you want to use ASP.NET as service provider, then, firstly download and install our Mini Orange ASP.NET SAML module on your environment. You will find the complete setup guide link to install Mini Orange ASP.NET SAML SSO plugin in the description of this video. After installation, open the browser and browse the module dashboard with URL showing on the screen. You will also find this link in the setup guide. Register or log in for configuring the module. Click on the Add New IDP button to configure ASP.NET Single Sign-On with Magento. Select Custom IDP from the list of identity providers. There are two ways to configure your SAML identity provider metadata in the module. We will go through both of them one by one. Click on the Upload Metadata button. You can download the metadata XML file or the metadata URL and share it with your service provider if your service provider accepts IDP metadata URL or metadata XML file to automatically fetch the details. Here, firstly, enter your identity provider name in the IDP name field. Then go to your identity provider and download the XML metadata file. Now, click on the Choose File to upload the downloaded metadata file. After uploading the metadata file, click on the Upload button. Here you can see all details fetch automatically. If your service provider doesn't provide XML metadata file or URL, then you can also configure it manually. Enter your identity provider name in the field. Enter entity ID here. Copy entity ID and paste it in the given field. Copy SAML login URL as single sign-on URL and paste it in the given field. Copy SAML logout URL and paste it in the text field. Copy SAML X509 certificate and paste copied certificate field. Select SAML login binding types here. Then select SAML logout binding type from the option. If you want signed login and LOUT request, then enable this checkboxes. Click on the Save button to save the configuration. Now go to the Service Provider Settings tab. Under Service Provider Settings tab, you can either copy-paste the metadata URL on your IDP side or download the SP metadata as an XML file. Additionally, you have the choice to manually copy and paste base URL, SP entity ID, and ACS URL. Now we are going to set up Magento as identity provider. Click on the Add SP button. Provide the required settings. Enter your service provider name in the SP name text field. Enter SP entity ID here. Copy SP entity ID and paste it in the given field. Copy ACS URL and paste it in the given field. If your service provider provides SAML logout URL, then enter SAML logout URL in the given field. Then click on the Save button to save the configuration. If you want to test whether the SAML configuration you've done is correct or not, then go to your service provider. Here hover on Select Actions and click on Test Configuration to see the test configuration. Here you can see the test configuration values. If you want to set more attributes values, then go to the Attribute Mapping tab. This attribute value is sent in SAML response by default. User in the service provider will be searched existing users or created new users based on this attribute. You can use email as an attribute value by default. If you want to change by default attribute value, then go the given dropdown and select the attribute value. In the user attributes section, you can add more attributes. Enter the attribute name in the given field and select attribute value from the dropdown. You can add more attribute by click on the Add button. If you want to add any custom attribute, then enter custom attribute in the attribute name field. Then select custom attribute value in the dropdown and click on the Add button. After entering all the attributes, click on the Save button. If you want to delete any added attribute, then copy the attribute name and paste it in the Enter Attributes Name field. And click on the Delete button to delete the attribute. Then click on the Save button. Now go to the Custom Attribute Mapping section. If you need to send a shared attribute that is common for every user, then you can use the Custom Attribute feature to accomplish this. Enter attribute name in the given field and click on the Add button. Enter attribute value which you want to send. Then click on the Save button. If you want to test added attributes mapped are correct or not, then go to your service provider. Here hover on Select Actions and click on Test Configuration to see the test configuration. Here you can see the mapped attributes in the Test Configuration tab. Let's see how SSO will work for front-end users using Magento as identity provider. Go to the ASP.NET site and hover on the Select Action dropdown. Then click on the Copy SSO link. Open a new browser or private incognito window and paste copied ASP.NET URL, which will redirect you to the Magento login screen. Enter your email ID and password to log in. If you are redirected to your ASP.NET start page and successfully logged in, your configuration is correct. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any queries, feel free to contact us at magentosupport@securify.com.